It's your boy Rollover Queen. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing good. And I'm joined by my lovely, scrumptious, delicious, handsome as fucking flavorful homeboy. Steph, quickly introduce yourself to the people, dog.
What's up? It's me, Stef. I'm back again. We're gonna talk about some shit.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll talk about some. All right. So let's jump right in, man. And also, please, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to hit that like, hit that sub, do all that good shit. Because we're cooking over here, man. We're cooking. We're gonna cook tonight. So, Steph, let's start. So it's out. The Dakota incident is out.
Yep,
All right. After all this controversy, after all this beefing, it's out.
it's out.
It's out. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second.
And we have our copies.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Where's it at? Ah, I gotta, give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on, hold on. Because you know me, I can't not talk about it without having the book. Give me 1 second. Where the fuck did this shit go? Ah, there it is. Boom. Here you go. Here we go. Got my shit right here, y'all. Got my shit right here.
There
All
it
right.
is.
There you go. Boom, boom, boom. I know Steph. Y'all gotta follow Steph on Instagram because Steph posted his copy up too.
Steph
right.
underscore bro underscore IDK.
Yep,
Go follow me on Instagram, I guess.
So boom, we got it right here, y'all.
Yeah.
Like I said, before I gotta buy the comic books so I can have a leg to stand on when it comes to these conversations. All right, so it's out, and there's a lot of buzz, and I'm seeing that it's sold out in multiple comic shops. So I got on the burner account, and yeah, it seems like a lot of places is sold out. So, which is great. That's awesome. I'm gonna say congratulations because listen, as much as I love to yell and tell y'all to fucking buy comic books, it seems like folk are buying. So I have to, Steph, we have to clap. We have to clap. We have to be fair.
Yeah.
So we can't just be here yelling, and then when folk prove us wrong, we don't stand out. Nah, congratulations. So we're not gonna get too deep into the book because AJ's not here and Quentin's not here. But you know, I am happy to see the reception. So I read it. Oh shit,
There he is.
we got the birthday boy in the building. We got the birthday boy in the building. Yo, quickly, introduce yourself, bro.
What, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What up, y'all? It's Q. We got off work, getting everything situated. Birthday was yesterday. Appreciate the love, y'all.
Yo, I need we got 6 people in this motherfucker. I need everybody to say happy birthday to Quentin real quick before we continue. I need to see happy birthday spammed in the chat for my boy Quentin, man. That's happy birthday to my boy. And I changed the background to represent the strip club. Just so we can say happy birthday to Quentin, bro.
Hey.
All right. So yeah, man. Happy birthday, Quentin. I appreciate you. I love you very much. Thank you for everything, dog. Thank you for everything.
Hey, man, the same way you feel, I feel about you, bro.
I think so. Blessings and love, and it's always a pleasure having you on. But yeah, so to cycle back into the conversation, yeah. So the issue came out. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. This was very streamlined. This was very strategic, and I was invested all the way through. There was not a moment where like it lost steam. It was just after first issue hit, boom, from front to back. I was like, this is good. This is how you get people invested. This is how you get people talking.
Thank you,
and
Grayson.
This is how.
Appreciate it, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know you good. And this is how you get the ball rolling. So, fellas, give me your quick thoughts. We're not gonna jump too into it because the whole crew is not here, and I want to be fair to AJ. But Steph, because since you're the prime white man that speaks for all white people,
Okay, all right.
Go ahead and give us your thoughts real quick on the Dakota incident.
Cool. I love the pressure you put on me to say with I speak for all white people.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read it. I didn't get a
Mhm.
chance to read it yet, unfortunately. Been a little too busy with home and work stuff.
There's a
But
joke here.
all right, man.
My fault. Go ahead.
He put me on a pedestal saying I speak for all white people, and now I'm embarrassing everybody saying I didn't read it.
He bought
But
the book though. That's all that
I
matters. He
did
bought
buy
the
the
book.
book.
That's all that
That's all.
matters.
I did buy the book,
That's all that
right?
matters.
I mean, I couldn't, I couldn't not buy the book,
Mhm.
right? Because like I don't talk about it very often, but Static was like one of the only actual shows from the DCAU that I watched like at first,
Mhm.
right? It was that, and then it was just like the Batman shit. I didn't watch Superman, and I didn't watch it. So I've like I don't again I don't really talk about it that much, but I do have like a little bit of a fondness for Static more than some people, right?
Mhm.
More than a lot of other characters. So being able to see that there's actually some motion, like in general, obviously, like I'm not going to argue with the McDuffie estate. I'm not going to say like how they want to handle it. You know, they feel like they're doing what they got to do to preserve the image and reputation, whatever. Like if they want to what they do, it's fine, right?
Mhm.
But to see that there's actual like cooperation and some sort of motion to put this character kind of like back out there, it is just nice to see, right? Like even if it's just this one shot right here, it's good enough for now.
Mhm.
I can only, hope the sales,
Yes.
really are as good as it seems.
Mhm.
And this does lead to maybe a Static next level book. That's
Mhm.
really kind of like the next step in the plan, really.
Mhm.
And I can only just kind of hope that that actually comes to fruition in some way, shape, or form. Because I feel like
I got a clutch of that.
go ahead.
I was supposed
I
to be
think
on mute. My bad.
I go. Yeah, keep going, Steph.
Okay. I mean that's really all it is at this point. I just hope like, you know, it seems like it's selling out.
Mhm.
Obviously, we got to wait for a while for like hard numbers, but we obviously have like testimonials of all these different comic shops saying like it's selling out.
Mhm.
Um, and I can only hope that that's actually a well, for lack of a better term, a milestone, right? I didn't want to do the pun, but
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
I'm not a wordsmith. I couldn't think of anything else to say in the moment. But I can only hope that like selling out actually means something and that it wasn't just like a handful of copies, right?
Mm.
You know, I hope that statement has some weight and all these comic shops selling out does mean something. And listen, if he doesn't get another book, oh man,
Yeah,
I'm not even.
that's gonna
I'm
be
not
hell.
mincing words. They're gonna have to deal with me. Uh,
Okay. All right. See, this
Look
I
is
at the
why I
white
put you on the
man.
pedestal, bro. This is why I
DC
put you on the pedestal,
DC
man.
editorial is gonna have to deal with very very angry tweets from me. Uh, regardless, I don't know. It's nice that we got this at least, and assuming that this is gonna lead to something better. But I'm gonna go. Uh, put I forgot to put my laundry in the washer, so I'm gonna let
Every
you talk.
fucking week with you in that laundry. Every fucking week.
Yeah, well, it's laundry day, bro.
I know, I was fucking with you. I was fucking with
I
you.
know, I know. All right,
But
you go ahead.
Q, go ahead, man.
Okay. My so I read it early, of course, because I couldn't wait. I read it again once I bought the book, of course. I got two copies, one for me and my barber. Uh, FYI, I think it's great. I did another TikTok video today, right?
Mhm.
Kind of. Oh, I might be getting off topic, but it was dealing with this and like just the ideal of DC not necessarily doing their best, putting their best foot forward. And like I agree with most of the sentiment, right, about discrimination comics, and I mean to a degree.
Mhm.
But sticking on topic of the book, I'm kind of ranted. Um, it was a good issue. I think it explains exactly why Static's not on the Teen Titan book, right? Because he's no
Mm,
longer a teen; he's in college. Um, I like that they kind of have been recluse, right? Everybody. I think you open up a possibility of a lot of new stories, right,
mhm,
inside the main continuity of books. Um, I think everybody's kind of buying books was a big. It was good. It was a big. It was a good sign. But
yeah,
the problem I have is that there's a lot of people that are not true comic book fans that bought that book. Like one of my
mhm,
Twitter homegirls sent me a copy of the book and said she got it.
mhm,
Right. I think I sent it to the group. Right. So like we can't count on those individuals on a month to month basis. Right. That makes sense.
mm,
Right. The regulars, we did good. But we can't expect you to buy 5 copies every time, me to buy 3, Steph to buy 6, Shaq to buy 10. We can't
mhm,
afford that. You can't expect that all the way. So, me personally, I think it was great. The issue was good. It was a great issue. I think Joseph Hildreth is still has chops. He's a good guy. On top of that, um, but at the same time, I mean, like, it doesn't really change anything unless we get a second. I think if we get an announcement of a second printing, then
mm,
we might have motion, right?
mhm,
But outside of that, it goes back to kind of what I said today. Like they don't really. I mean, outside of Static, and Static himself even doesn't really have a true fan base. Now, let me qualify that.
ooh,
He
okay,
has he has milestone fans as his core fan base,
mhm,
right? Then he has the people who grew up with Static Shock as his
mhm,
fan base, and those guys are typically the normies, right?
mhm,
Static is not in the zeitgeist of pop culture. Miles
mhm,
Morales is in the zeitgeist of pop culture now.
mm,
He will never not have an ongoing series. He will never not be involved in Spider-Man projects now. It's a difference because they invested enough of him in the Ultimate Universe, right?
mhm,
And pushed them enough to where they were forced to make him canonized, right?
mhm,
Static already did that work. They just didn't continue it. They fell off right before Flashpoint. Like I said, before
mhm,
Flashpoint, he's supposed to be on the Teen Titans. We
yep,
talked
yep,
about the roster last week, but I don't foresee Rocket. I mean, they might do it, but I'm saying that the ideal is to have ongoing black centered like lead books.
mhm,
Hardware, Icon, and Rocket. Unfortunately, I don't personally think they have because I sound kind of crazy. I'm not saying they don't have fans, right? But we
mhm,
just saw this amount of fans that showed up for this month. Milestone 2.0 came out 3 years ago. A
yeah,
lot of those books got canceled,
mhm. And they
right? I mean, for
even canceled before, like, 'cause remember they said all these books are getting a second season, bro. The
and they
only one that
barely
got a second season was Static.
exactly. So my point I go back to is they didn't even get the animated movie. So my
Mhm,
point is what I said in my video earlier today was like it's a lot of reasons why Milestone has the hiccups they have.
mhm,
And unfortunately, we show love everybody. You know, we don't want to we don't want to say this, but a lot of this falls on Milestone as a team and the state. A lot of their problems are with inside their own camp.
mm,
If I was DC and y'all were this dysfunctional, this much infighting, right? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. We're gonna really talk about this
mm,
conversation. Let's have a conversation. Them
mhm,
as an entity, they broke up in 2 pieces, right? It was the Cowan and the guy who kind of played me cool when I asked him for a writing gig. I forget his name.
mhm.
Um, and Ronald Huggins, right? Um, and
Oh,
then
original Hudson, yeah.
yeah, and then you had the Joseph Ilger side of things, right?
Mhm,
His team and stuff like that. But my point is, if I was DC, why would I invest so much if y'all can't get it together? If y'all can't be a united front? So now it
mhm,
looks like they're getting to that point, and that's great, and that's good. That's what we want them to be.
mhm.
but you don't have the leverage that you think you do.
Because okay, then I don't mean to jump in, but I'll ask this question then. I'll ask this question. So cool, everybody happy. It's reportedly this book is selling out like hotcakes at the comic book shops. That's great. I'm gonna ask the hard question, and I say this as somebody that really liked this issue. And y'all could even answer this in the chat. Oh yeah, answer this in the comments. Do you think realistically this is gonna hit that 1K mark? This is not 1K, 100K, because I see the 100K challenge. That's the thing that Illich is doing, and I see the hashtag. So because I've been seeing on the burner. So do we realistically think this is gonna hit the 100K mark? Because I see the buzz. You know, even the white folk in the comic space who love to get the little pats on the back, they showed up for this too. So with all that being said, do we think it's gonna hit 100K?
I think it might get. I think it might hit the 100K only because y'all done shame Rob. You know what I'm saying? Blurred without fears involved with all of this. I think it hit 100K this one time.
Mm.
This one time.
Okay, now we cooking. Okay, all
This
right.
one time because it was it was just like the 90s in comics. It was the speculation, right?
Mm-hmm.
They bought covers and variant cover for speculation because it's gonna, this book is gonna be worth millions later on, right? Spawn issue
Mm-hmm.
1. Everybody bought 20, 30,000 copies of it. And then the market crashed, right? Then Marvel went bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why people bought this book. Because at the end of the day, this book's gonna be worth something because it is milestone.
Mm-hmm.
It is a book that had a lot of hoopla behind it. It is a book that brought Static back. It's gonna be worth something. That's why people bought it. But if
But
DC can't now, and this is where DC comes in at, if you don't capitalize on the impact of this quickly, you lose the steam we built, right? So
yep.
it goes back to what I was saying. We got this steam, but how long can we keep it honestly going?
And now also too, well, I actually I wanna highlight this comment. Go Spartan, thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody who's here with us. We got 6 people. So he said, Go Spartan said, no, I don't know. Honestly, reaching 1K as a one shot is possible. I love the book. Okay. Yeah. And I'm on the same boat. I don't know about 100K. I don't know about 100K, but I can see it reaching pretty close, right? And this is the downside of it all. Like, we don't have hard numbers anymore. We have estimated numbers.
And what's
We have
crazy is, I'm trying not to cut you off.
Mhm.
If it doesn't leak a week earlier, you might have more sales. So that's on DC once again.
Oh yeah, because
So
that shit got leaked.
luckily I'm an ethical person. I could have just read it and kept going, but that's not me. I don't pirate books. But the point is, there's somebody that thought like that. Well, fuck it. I don't fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody who saw all y'all tweets, all y'all TikTok videos and said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like voting. We see people say fuck it all the time, right? Or, fuck it. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So I I think it's possible, but like I said, if we hit it, we were top 5. We were top. That is a top
Mhm.
5 selling book last month. Okay. Will it maintain being top 10 next month?
Again, second printing. Let's see if it gets a second printing.
If it don't get that second printing, y'all can like I'm telling y'all, like I said last week, that I think books like Vixen are getting fast tracked. Like another
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Terrific book is getting fast tracked. Right. I say those two things because those concepts for those two things have already been in motion, right? The
Mm-hmm.
writer for Mr. Terrific already said on Black Comic Lords that he already had the part 2 done because it was his movie pitch.
Mm.
It was a TV show pitch.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Vixen stuff, we've been seeing Travis draw Vixen for the better part of a year.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, I kind of be like, I think, like, what you got to see, bro. Like, I think it's too much
Yeah.
speculation, right? I think if we don't want to hype yourself up to be let down, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Scott, y'all pressure Scott, and Scott is an ethical dude. I don't think Scott says that in bad faith.
Mm-hmm.
That's my That's my mentor. That's my teacher. I'm gonna ride with my boy. Right. I gotta pay him his money for the class. So keep getting threatening text messages and messages from the email and shit. But my point is, I don't think Scott Snyder jumps off the bridge. One,
Mhm.
without permission from DC, like, as a whole, to say that.
Yeah.
Right. So I think Mark Wade, I think Scott Snyder, I think Josh Williams aren't stupid individuals. Right.
Mhm.
All three of them are active on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They see all y'all, and especially Scott, unfortunately. Poor
Mhm.
Scott. Poor Scott. But like I said, is why he get paid the big bucks. It's why he's great,
Mhm.
because he can take all of y'all abuse on the chin and understand why y'all feel that way
Mhm.
and deliver a classy message to y'all. Y'all
Yeah,
should
man.
really feel graceful, because if it was me,
To
oh man, DC might have fired me, because bruh, y'all tripping. Hey, y'all are bugging. And I'm black. I would look at y'all crazy, like, yo, because I'm gonna just
yeah.
be real. I think anybody got the time, go check out my TikTok and check out what I said. Because when it comes
Yeah.
to people talking about Vixen and Black Lightning in particular not being pushed, it's cat.
Yeah,
It's
we're not
bullshit.
we're not gonna go too far down that rabbit hole. Not yet. Not
No.
yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got yeah, we don't have too much time tonight. But
Okay.
I do agree. I do agree that this is a wait and see. I do agree this
Well,
is wait and see.
for a preview to that, TikTok.
Yeah.
There you go.
So check out Quintessential. But yeah, but I do gotta wait and see. So if you have not bought the Dakota Incident, go buy it. Hunt it down. If you gotta go online and buy it via, I don't know, somewhere on eBay or hit up a shop on eBay, do it. Do it, do it, do it. All right, because like I said, we got our copies. I done showed you my copy. You can follow Steph if you want to see his copy.
I think my
Quentin got
copy is
this
in the
copy.
cars.
So hey man, go buy that shit because it's a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise going on with this book. And what DC needs to do to steer the conversation in a different direction is we can't wait too long. We can't wait too long. Like ideally, if this does what it needs to do, I expect to see some type. I want to see more motion.
So
You see
yeah, just
how
let y'all
there's
know I
motion
got mine
behind
too.
Vixen? Like I want to see more motion. Like okay, now whether it's Illage or whether it's Draper. All right, now I need to start seeing some tweets that are indicating, okay, guys, we got something coming. And if
Well,
that is
Vapor
the
put some kind of ominous tweet about him being done with Static. So I
yeah,
don't know if
I
that
don't.
was some
No
cat
disrespect to
smell
him.
like, yeah.
No disrespect to him. He's always in his feelings on Twitter. I'm sorry. I'm taking that at face value. Because then when the Dakota incident came out, he's now it's give the people what they want. We have the audience. So I'm not putting too much stock there.
Hey, I can
But
tell y'all right now, I'm reading somebody's comment. I'm reading Ghost Part, and he's talking about like the
uh,
12 issue maxis. DC and Marvel are not letting go of the 5 issue, 6 issue miniseries format. The 12 issue miniseries is dead. It's gone. It's never coming back. It's never coming back unless it's something like Tom King. It's a Tom King or a Mark Waid or a Jonathan Hickman. The 12 issue shit is dead for anybody that's an up and coming writer, new writer,
yeah.
or not established writer. You're getting 5 issues. You got 5 issues to sell me. If you bullshit around like Black Lightning did, no offense to the BT, but he bullshit. He put way too much shit in that book, and we barely got Jefferson Pierce. That's
Mhm.
why that book isn't active right now, because it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
Unfortunately, let's say it. Let's go ahead and
It
call
wasn't
spade a
good.
spade.
And we
It
talked
was
about
not
it.
a good Black Lightning book.
Yeah.
It was a good Black Lightning and Black Friends book.
Yep.
The most significant thing that came out of that book was they canonized Volcania from the Superman animated series. That's
Yep.
it.
And then we got another one here. We got Carlos. Carlos said, I bought 9 copies of the Dakota Incident, including variant covers. Love to see it. Love to see it. I love to see it. And I'll even say I went to 2 shops. I went to my shop. They ain't have any copies there. So on the shelves. So I assume they must have sold out. And then even when I went to Newberry Comics right across the street, there was only one of them shits left. One. So them shits was flying off. So, it sounds like, we did our job and you guys are doing your job too. So, much appreciated, much appreciated. And then, Grayson said we got static in top 10 when it came back for Milestone Returns, and then people stopped actually buying the book. We need to pre-order and buy. Absolutely. Hey man, listen, it's the same shit we've been preaching. Same shit we have been preaching. And Grayson also said, by the way, Scott Snyder is the most important writer in comic books. How he's handling his new role really emphasizes it. Better man than me dealing with online fuckery. And yeah,
Thanks.
I said it last week. I don't think Scott Snyder should be the guy people look forward to. I think people need to look inward. People need to look inward and around the community, right? Because, I don't agree with that brother Shine like all the time, but there is one thing I will agree with him on this. It's like you don't see people. You don't see a Scott Snyder. You don't see certain other. Oh my, we got 17 people here. You don't see you don't see certain people asking, for absolute Batman. People to show up for that. You don't see fandoms of other. You don't see it. It seems to be only us. Like who's like, like we, how come this? No, it's only us. And unfortunately, it's only the Milestone folk, who are the ones that's like, yo, we need to support this book. And I feel like the reason why it's like that is because, yes, you can say DC needs to do a better job of, promoting and all that, but we haven't done a good job of supporting the books when they're out. The dude who did the Mr. Terrific series, Brandon Easton, he put out a video a couple days ago. And he pretty much said the same thing. He said, yo, when these books are out, support the books. He said he barely got sales on that Mr. Terrific book. Barely got sales. And he says
and it was a great, and I ain't gonna lie, it had its problems artistically, like art wise. But honestly, by the time I finished the series, I kind of appreciated the art style. And I felt the same way about that Cyborg book that came out. One, I don't like that they feel like there's a certain style for black heroes. Hey man, put Dan Moore on somebody or put Jorge Jimenez on somebody, and I'm tired of like if you look at like the last few black centric books, right? Like John Stewart, that one Future State book that was started off good. No, it's the Green Lantern book that introduced like the potential like Hawk Girl Shiara analog. Then the next issue, the art went to I mean, no disrespect to that guy, but
The
I
art
don't think
wasn't
it was
good.
professional. It wasn't professional art. And then they put that same dude. He actually got better on the Cyborg book. I appreciated art more on the Cyborg book. But like they always put these weird artistic choices. That's why I was so that's why I need Campbell to pick somebody and do a book. Like it was so good that he was on Zatanna.
And
But
here's the thing, they got like, we talking about, of course, we need to do our best internally, to support the books. But like, yeah, I will also put it on DC also. It's just like, yeah, when the books are out, y'all could do better about picking certain artists, like better artists. Like that's one thing I will credit. I will credit the Dakota Incident. The art on that shit was fire from front to back. And they swapped artists. Like, and it was consistent. Like, I didn't feel like it was too big of a jump from each arc. So cool. What DC needs to do, of course, promote better. Of course, make sure, you guys do a better job of putting good talent on there, whether they're black or not, on the art side. And the story has to be good, of course. And then, cool. Hey, we need to do our job. Because to circle back to the main point, this may be hitting 100K. That's great for now. What we need to see is if a static book is coming out, it's unrealistic to expect 100K every single time. But at least can we sustain can we sustain like a good number where the book is always coming out,
And while
right?
we tripping, I not to cut you off. I just want to add to it. This book needs to sell. There needs to be a spike in the milestone 2.0 stuff. It needs to be a spike in the old original milestone stuff. It needs to be a spike in that one the DC Kids Fight KO book.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be a spike in that book. It needs to be a spike in all milestone related things. Like
Mm-hmm.
every episode of Young Justice that has static on there. They look at every single analytic regarding these characters. And if you don't believe me, you don't gotta believe me, but I'm telling you they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you do. Like Ro was just talking about his analytics. Not to go into to tell personal shit, but like he was talking about certain areas of the pod that has spikes in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do that same thing when it comes to episodic episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What episodes you repeat often? What episode are tear jerkers? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. So
Yeah, show them. Yeah, that's great. Because hey, I don't know if everybody who who's in the chat or everybody who supported the one shot are like, have you watched the TV show? Have you watched the episodes of Young Justice or whatever have you? Have you picked up the compendiums? So instead of this just being a one and done, all right, cool. Let's show DC. You know what? Maybe you should start
like
paying attention to the stuff that you did beforehand. Like the TV show. And then once they start seeing the spikes all over the place, maybe that can help the relationship between Milestone and DC. I assume it's gotten better, but like once we start seeing like that energy, that spike, oh hell yeah, maybe they'll be incentivized even more. So instead of it just being the Dakota one shot, yo guys, these numbers on that static show, I don't know why they're going up, but they're going up.
one
Yo,
thing I wish DC would get back to, like when I started reading DC comics in '08, they used to have backups, right? So like for
mm-hmm,
example, the Batwoman detective issue. First Batwoman started off in Detective Comics, right? Before she got her own series, right?
mm-hmm,
So in Detective Comics, the main story was Batwoman, right? It's like the good Batwoman shit too. Like I'm talking about raw, uncut Batwoman stuff. It was good, right? J.H. Williams stuff. But in the backup feature was Renee Montoya, the Question, right?
mm,
And arguably, sometimes the Question backup was better than the main story, right? So with
mm-hmm,
that being said, it was look at how the connection was. That's her ex girlfriend, right? Their ex fiancés even, right?
mm-hmm,
Like that's why they were in that book because their stories collided often, right? At the time, it was a Black Widow, it was a Green Arrow and Black Canary book, right?
mm-hmm,
So I remember a time where I didn't really think about the disparity in lead comics, right? Like I
mm-hmm,
really didn't because it was you had features with characters, right?
mm-hmm.
Like I remember there was a team up book with Black Lightning and Static. I remember that's one of the first books I like caught my eye when I was walking the mall one time. Like, oh shit, Static in a comic? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Right? With Black Lightning? What the hell? You know what I mean? So eh, DC do better with like I miss those days of the double feature book, right?
So you
Like
mean one thing that could help is instead of waiting for a static, instead of us waiting for a static ongoing, at least the most you can do is slide him somewhere, slide him
like
in
if you did a
somewhere in the
Teen
back of a
Titans book,
book.
right?
Yeah,
Like let's say, or like even say, let's say you do, let's
the
say
new
fuck it,
Titans.
you do a Thunder and Lightning book,
Mm-hmm,
right? The backup feature static, right? You do a Dakota anthology, Dakota City anthology series, right? Where it
mm-hmm,
highlights random new stories of random Dakota verse here, like Cobalt or the Blood Syndicate, right? And you just have these rotating stories. It's a way to appease everybody and hedge your bet at the same time,
yeah,
right?
I think that's a good idea.
That's why I love urban legends. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
love like those books because I got a Question and Batman team up, and it didn't have to be a six fucking issue Black Label series. It was two issues of 5 pages each, and it was fucking gold. And but it goes back to the talent level. I ain't no disrespect to my fellow writers, but like it goes back to that talent. Like I remember I was listening to a Tom King interview, and he was like and Scott actually, they both said these things. Like people can't even write the 3 issue comic anymore.
Oh shit.
Like there was a time where you had to tell a story. Like think about some of these anthology books. Sometimes you have to tell a story in 3 pages.
Mm-hmm.
These people don't. A lot of these guys don't got the skill. They got big ideas, but they don't have the technical skill to pull that off. Like even myself, I find myself going back to my older comics and studying that kind of thing because to wrap a story up in 3 pages, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to tell a
Yeah.
full. Hey, it started and ended in 3 pages. That's a tough feat. So my point is, there is a way to get characters out there and support. That's why I say it, it, it's relative, dog.
Yeah.
Like I think I said in the TikTok, like they were complaining about Vixen and comparing it to Storm. I'm like, yo, check this out. Storm been out since 1977. Somebody fact check me. I'm not sure when she debuted,
Mm-hmm.
but when she been Marvel's probably best and biggest female lead, black lead in that.
Mm-hmm.
She only has 2 solo series. One was like in 2015, and I keep forgetting who it was because I remember um
But it was the retro look. I remember. Yeah, you mentioned this last week. Yeah, it was the retro look, and then the
because I remember Afu Richardson was supposed to write the solo series. It was a bunch of hoopla about it. She
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to write it, but they gave it to what's his name, bro? It was a white writer, and they were like, man, that's kind of crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
then she has this new run, right? It started last year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going on to this new phase of the writer. But like they found her niche.
Mm-hmm.
They elevated her. They found her niche with a good creative team, with a guy that is, I am focused on making Storm a Avenger level hero.
And hold on. To piggyback off of that, they didn't just launch Storm out like that because prior to that, like Al Ewan, if I'm not mistaken, he was cooking on X-Men Red. I think that's where a lot of the crazy Storm stuff was happening. I think it was
Greg Pack. Yep. It was the bullshit Greg Pack book. Yep. That's what it was. Go
yeah,
ahead, bro. My fault.
but because I remember even before we got this series, like they did the groundwork because yeah, Al Ewin was writing his ass off, and then it set the stage. It started getting people energized behind Storm, which I believe led to why we have the current Storm book. So I think again to circle back, cool.
And guess what?
Do a backup.
People won't even give her the credit for being a lead in X-Men Red. They're gonna say it's a team book.
No,
And
but
that's the and that's the
everybody knew it
bullshit.
was the lead. But like the point was, the book did a good job of priming us for that. If we can
Yeah.
have a similar thing here, because I do want to answer Tuff's question because that something about this does raises concern. All right, so if they can set the groundwork up, maybe in another book, right, and preferably a higher selling book, right, like a Justice
Hmm.
League. We could chop down some of Justice League and slide in a static up there or any one of the other characters so we could get the energy going, right? Because to circle back to a question that Tev had, he said, will Static be on the team and what happened to the stuff with the kids are all right? That's the only knock I'm going to give the Dakota incident. Because I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people picked up the Dakota incident because of the kids are all right and there is no connective tissue there. There's none.
Because I think this was written. I think this was written with all of the DC history stuff, right? With Mark Wade, and
Mm-hmm.
then they retroactively wanted to put Static in the KO stuff and needed somewhere to slide him in. They just threw that together, and they needed a way to bridge John onto the to Titans team, that kind of thing. So like, and I think it was a way for them to test if Static Shot boosts his sales. I think that's
Mm.
another reason too. Because guess what?
Okay, that's fair.
Who was in that book really that could sell it? John, meh, I guess.
Cassandra
Chester
Kane.
Cat, because Cassandra, yes, Cassandra pull some heads. Fair play only because we fuck with fair play. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, I love Leanne, but I ain't buying a book because of her.
Mm.
Like just keeping it a bean.
So
Just keeping it a bean. Like
So you think it was just it was retroactively done with no real plan?
That and they needed a way to kind of prime up the Dakota incident. Find
Okay.
out where he's been in the Dakota incident. That's why it was like, hey, I'm here. I saved the day. Oh shit. Read this new book that's coming out that we just found out
Mm.
about this same week. You know what I mean? So like I think it was that kind of I think that was their way of doing that. And to kind
Okay.
of shock fans, to give the fans something. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta sometimes it's not it's a thought that counts sometime, right?
Okay,
It's a
that's
thought
fair.
that
That's
counts.
fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we've been slacking. We ain't gave you no milestones. Static ain't got a book, but hey, here he is.
And
And he looks
mainline.
cool. He looks older, right? And I'm saying, oh
Mm-hmm.
shit. We got this book coming out that's part of this whole new revamped history that we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is where find out where everybody's been. And now they did this cool way to connect Milestone 2.0 with the main, the retro history,
Mm-hmm.
right? Connect to the new line with the new history. So I think the mission was successful because I look at Static and I'm like, this is a Static that's my age almost. Like, well, he's not my
Yeah.
age, you know what I'm saying? But like, this is how I expected Virgil Hawkins to look at college.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's time to see how Icon looks and see how Rocket looks. Now we know about a little bit more about Future Static. He has a sidekick named Beacon, but I let everybody know in the chat we only fuck with one Beacon, and that's my New Era Comics Beacon, not that
Mm-hmm.
guy, my Beacon. Right? Find out more about her later. But continue on. Goes
But
back to saying like this
mhm.
would it looking off that book and where we left off it'll be perfect time to speed rush a static college psych series. That's why I'm like, if
Yes.
you can give me a like Spider-Man was his best when he was at Empire State University. He worked the best when he was in college still. I just give you an honor. That's perfect Peter Parker. If you can give me that with static, you naturally have it. It's not even forced. He grew into it. So
Yeah,
now
and
you can
bro,
get a
he's primed. He's primed.
you can get 10 or 15 years worth of stories of him being in that state before you have to force him up.
And bro,
You
I'll
can
even say this. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Since he's back in the mainline universe, I wouldn't even be mad if you gotta throw in some other characters to spice it up. I
fuck
if you
it.
got
Make him and Duke roommates if you want to do it like that. Fuck it.
do something. Cause
Make
then
him and Tim Drake roommates or something. I don't know.
do
You
something.
gotta
Cause
replace
now,
you gotta you always gotta have like a gay bestie. You know what I'm saying? Just
hey
put
bro,
to
why
stretch.
not?
I mean, I know. Take Richie out and put Tim Drake. You don't got nothing to do with Tim Drake anyways. You might as well put Tim Drake with Static and let him rock out in college. Fuck it.
So
Hey,
it's
gold. I gave them niggas gold right there. Just let
yo.
y'all know.
So listen, because we got to move on to some other topics, but I like what we're doing here. I like what there's so many different ideas. There's so many different ways they could follow up, and you know, hey, there were multiple creatives on that one shot. So I think any one of them, you know, if they can keep
Whoever
up this,
drew them got to keep drawing them.
oh
Whoever,
yeah, oh
whoever's been drawing them has to keep drawing them. That's kind of what everybody knows Static as now. That's his like Jorge Jimenez kind of like for
yeah.
Batman. So
So
let that
and
keep rocking out.
it even if it isn't Draper, that's fine. It can be somebody who just knows
Or
how to write
whoever
the
drew or whoever drew the DC Kids special that could work.
yeah. So they can. There's plenty of other competent, artists and competent writers, and cool. Let's just get behind it as readers. And yeah, I I won't let this slide. I won't let this conversation pass without bringing this up, and then we're gonna move on. I am well aware. I'm well aware that Joseph Illich, he is the one that had to fund and finance or do that whole entire promo by himself. Remember the little teaser thingamajig that we got?
Hmm.
He had to do that by himself. Nobody, and if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not tapped in with the streets, and anybody in the chat, please, or one of you guys can correct me. I don't believe any one of like the main DC accounts, especially
Nope.
on Twitter, even like reposted it.
Go in DC update.
Like, so again, I always give fan shit, but yeah, DC, y'all got to do a better job also. Because you telling me y'all can do a little thing for next level. Y'all can damn sure do a little thing for the absolute books. Y'all
They
know
do a
when it's
lot for
time
Absolute.
to put boot to ass when it comes to certain books. But come on, man, y'all couldn't even bother to do.
But, but, but,
What's the
I'm gonna
but?
tell you something. But I'm gonna tell you something real right quick though. If this book does hit 100K, Joseph Ilger can walk in DC with his dick swinging.
Mmm.
He can walk in DC with his dick swinging, and that gonna put him right in the same tapestry of a Williamson, a Scott, and a fucking Mark Wade. Because guess what I got? I know this side of the culture better than all of y'all. I know
Mmm.
this side of the culture for Milestone 2 better than all of y'all. Even you, great Mark Wade, you probably don't even, you know everything about DC, but I bet I can school you on Milestone.
Okay.
I
All
can
right.
walk in and throw my nuts on the table like, hey, y'all saw what I just did? Y'all didn't even help
Organically.
me. Y'all didn't even help me with the. Y'all didn't even give me a spinning, but I did. It took me 20 minutes to put this video together. Took me
Hell
20
yeah.
minutes.
And
Imagine
yeah,
if you
great.
gave me 100K to market.
Yeah.
Imagine if I could put static on AEW.
Mm. Yo. And
I,
Grayson, yes, he said, yep. Illich funded that whole promo. He did himself. Before I left Twitter, he responded to me. He's like, yeah, something on the lines of that's what happens. We always got to do it ourselves. So yeah, he funded that bitch by himself.
so look, if I was him, I'd walk in DC with my dick swinging. Like, hey, bro, I'm already a proven writer. You already know what I'm capable of doing. I'm a proven
Mm-hmm.
editor on top of that. I don't even need y'all that much interference. Give me this guy, this guy, this guy, and who else would be interested in writing some milestones?
Yo.
Mark, what's up? I need some bigger names. I need Jorge Jimenez for a Blood Syndicate project. I need Dan Mora to do static. Come in here and demand some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like use your leverage. Like if we get 100K and a second printing, hey man, he can go in him and Daper. He can go in there like, hey bro, there's a market for
So,
this. You can't deny it.
oh,
So
yo.
there's imagine a black label hardware book,
The
black
seeds are
label
there.
Blood Syndicate.
The seeds are there.
Like it's easy as fuck to do this shit, bro. Like now with that kind of leverage, and DC's in a better state, right? James Gunn is watching all of this shit. James Gunn is
Mm.
watching. We already were supposed to been have a static project live action. James Gunn is watching. Like y'all got the ball moving, but I'm trying to let y'all know y'all need to trim some of the fat. Like some of the extra bullshit that a lot of y'all be spitting on Twitter, like talking about all these random ass people. Somebody said Natasha Irons should have a fucking solo
All right,
series.
yeah,
I was
we're not
like,
doing that. Oh, Jesus, no,
I
no.
almost slapped the shit out of somebody. I was like, holy shit, this dude's an idiot. But I looked at the bio. The nigga was 19, and I was like, well, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
You don't know shit. And I don't mean that disrespectful to anybody that may be 19. I'm not saying that you're not a smart individual academically, but you don't know shit about life and you haven't been reading these comics as long as anybody else is talking about this shit.
Yeah.
So
And
your
I think,
19 years of life ain't that fucking deep.
and also too, like, to close, like, cool. Let's focus on making sure this does well and hopefully supporting whatever comes out after that.
Go
If we
support
can
the
do
other stuff as
and the other
well.
stuff too, if we can do that successfully, then you know what? I'll gladly entertain other bullshit. I'll gladly entertain it. Because at least then we can say, you know what? We have a leg to stand on, which is the most important thing. We have a leg to stand on. Cool. We made the new history of the DCU, the Dakota Incident pop. Hopefully, we made the other static, the stuff that static popped up in recently, we made that shit pop. Now, by all means, cool. If y'all want to start throwing around all these crazy names, then maybe I'll be like, you know what? They show that they can do their thing over here. I'll entertain it. Fuck it. Give Natasha Irons the fucking book. Give
No,
this other.
no, no. I'm only saying no.
I'm just fucking. But the point I'm saying is just like,
It's a
if we
lot of
can
other
do,
people that need books before they get to them.
yeah, I'm just saying, but if
So,
we can show that we can handle this fine and keep it consistent, then cool. That opens up the lane for others down the line. Because I think this book needs to do well. Because if it doesn't do well, The rumor is, based off of what I've heard on other channels, DC is just ready to jump ship and wipe their hands clean.
It
So,
needs to do almost like absolute. I know this is gonna be a crazy thing to say out loud, but it needs to be in the realm of absolute Batman issue 1. And I say that realistically, I'm not saying it's gonna do like that, but I'm saying it needs to be like, I think that's on like reprint number 9, right?
mhm,
Like it needs to get
11.
to at least 11. Yeah, it needs to get to at least 4 or 5.
mhm.
We can get to 4 or 5, and we can still be talking about this book by summertime.
Oh man.
I foresee
Oh.
New York Comic Con being a very milestone centric, a very, it's gonna be a very Negro friendly fucking
Yo,
DC
hey,
panel,
why
right?
not? Why not?
But it's the rallying call, y'all. Don't let DC forget about Stephanie Williams and Trevor Mercer's pitch. Let
Mhm,
like keep beating that drum, but like also go support the other stuff that you're talking about those characters in. Like go buy the mini series, the one mini series that Vixen has. Go buy the Suicide Squad stuff that had from the 70s, the Jim Shooter stuff. Go
mhm.
buy the her one shot. Go find the one shot. Find it. You know what I'm saying? Uh do those things. And DC will see those numbers. I guarantee you the comic shops will see those numbers. And the comic shops can be like, well, damn, I mean, all the Black Lightning stuff gone. Oh, all the
Mhm.
static stuff is gone. Oh, can I get a reprint of this? Because that now the stores are in demand. Hey, we need more static stuff, bro. We need more milestones. Can
And
y'all
that's how
reprint
you
the?
get more of our people in the stores to begin with.
There you go. It all trickles down. But you know where it starts with? You. You have the power. The force is in you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you. Like your dollar bill and your voice on Twitter. Yes, your voice on Twitter is important, but it's only important if it's constructive and it's logical. But
And
that goes along with getting out and
mhm,
buying the stuff that you want, right? I go back to, I think about Boom. I know this might be a little off track, but I think about Boom and Power Rangers, right? And I
mhm,
remember growing up, oh, when I got back into comics, and I always dabbled like touch bases with Power Rangers, right? Like I wouldn't call myself a fan like you,
mhm,
but like since after Space, I kind of fell off. But like I always kind of like if I see an episode, like what's the fuck going on, right? Tommy's still alive. You think he's still kicking around? All right, you know what I'm saying? Kind of just check in. I remember when Boom announced the comic, I used to always think like, why wouldn't you do a Power Ranger comic? You could do way more in a comic than you could do a show. Then Boom did it,
and
and that,
then
and I think I had the same question that a lot of Power Ranger fans had. Like, why wouldn't you do this? And then they
yep.
did it, and then you got all the amazing shit that you get. Now you got this Power Ranger renaissance going on now. It's a little shaky right now, but it's a
Yeah,
renaissance nonetheless. Over the last, they sustained something for like they put Boom on the map.
yeah.
Now, for the most part, I
Bro,
wouldn't know Boom Comics if it wasn't for fucking Power Rangers.
imagine this, right? Say this is like the boom, right? And it pops, right? And it does really well. Imagine, Illich or Draper or whoever spearheading a
Yeah.
milestone event. Imagine that. Imagine
Bro,
that,
don't do that to me, bro. Cause that
bro.
sounds
Oh,
the
even
big
and even because listen. No. Because now I'm gonna bring it home. I'm gonna bring it home. Because guess what else we got an announcement of? We didn't talk about last week. The Absolute Universe. They're doing an event. You don't even have to do nothing crazy. Cool. Keep it contained in the books, and those books ideally would be holding up pretty well. And then, of course, DC loves to do their little. They love to go above and beyond for events.
and low
Uh,
key,
bro,
low
imagine,
key,
imagine that. Imagine.
and low key. I just found a loophole, bro. I just found a mad loophole around the estate, around a lot of stuff. If I was DC and I look at and I a milestone, I'm like, check this out. We're gonna do two milestone absolute books, separate from any continuity y'all got brewing over in the main universe. We just gonna have our way. Y'all can have somebody from y'all camp oversee, we're just gonna have our way over here.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna just. But the idea was just to have Milestone trickulating, right? Like
Hmm.
you can't expect you to have the entire roster of mainline heroes for Milestone to have fluctuating books, right? Like you can, I say Static has a strong market
Hmm.
to maintain 52 issues at a
Hmm.
minimum. I think you could, if you could put, I think what you got, you could do a lot with Static. I Icons, heh. I just think maybe I don't know. You got to find where Icon's role is, and that's the only part about you
I think
know.
he has a good role, especially if we're going based off of what we got on the one shot. I think, oh yeah, oh 100%. It's just a
And then
matter of
like,
the writer who can do it, who can do it
and I
justice.
think, Hardware should be one step under Punisher. Like, I think he should be somebody that's always bumping into like getting into it with people. I think he should be like the black guy Gardner.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Cause I go back to what he says. Like, hey, bro, we can go out swinging, bro.
Yeah,
We
oh,
can go out swinging.
he was ready to
We
go
can go
down.
out
He was ready
swinging.
to throw down.
Hey, fuck it, we can go out swinging, bro. Like, hey, we could take out most of the Justice League, bro. Man, might have a problem
Then
with Superman. Might have a problem with Superman, but we can go out swinging, dog. And I was just like, yeah. I like, but that voice, like Eldritch, is Quinn Cross? I don't know.
yeah,
Let me check what he
that's all
said.
good. It's all good. But yeah, to wrap up, there's so much they can do. There's so much they can do, and it starts with us. And yeah, we're gonna keep it. We're just gonna wrap it up here. But y'all, listen, if you haven't bought it already, go out and support the Dakota Incident. All right, it's great. We stand by it. We bought it all, and this is how you make a statement. Hopefully, so. Do I think we'll hit 100K? I don't know, but do I think we'll get close to that enough to make some noise? 100%. So let us know what you think down below, or even in the comments right here. What did you think of the Dakota Incident? All right, did you like it? Did you hate it? What else do you want to see more of in regards to Milestone? All right, let us all know. But we are going to move on because apparently uh, Marvel done got rid of the Imperial line. So a report came out last week. It was from Bleeding Cool, and apparently the understanding was that we had Armageddon, and then Armageddon was supposed to kickstart all of these books. The only ones that have come out is Planet She-Hulk, Nova, Black Panther, Exiles has not come out yet, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah.
Imperial Gardens has not come out. So over on the Comic Pals, Stephanie Williams, she said the plans for Imperial, they just got retroactively, I don't know, done. Like they decided we're done because apparently she the fifth and sixth issue weren't supposed to be what they are. So there's gonna be like a hard pivot to like close everything out. And then we had this report this past week that came out that said apparently Marvel just decided to axe it all due to low sales or low interest. And also there was an understanding that they would keep books going on for at least 10 issues before relaunching or whatever have you, because we know Marvel loves to do that. And they couldn't even keep these books up.
Yeah,
And
because they
some
had Black Tavius in that bitch.
yo, okay.
What the fuck? They deserve to
but
have all this shit canceled. Because what editor was asleep during that shit got passed
all
through
right,
the
but
fucking
listen,
line?
let me finish setting it up. We finish setting up. So the expectation, regardless, was that these were going to last at least 10 issues, and they're cutting them down to like 4, 5, 6, or whatever, and some of these haven't come out. So this brings up a lot of questions because one, it's like, what the fuck is Marvel doing? What the fuck is Hickman? What is going on with the Hickman of it all? Because Hickman kickstarted this, and what is going on with this line? Because we spoke privately about what we think this is all leading to,
Reboot.
right? And but still, like my understanding is that I think Marvel is a lot of this is disarray. There's a lot of disarray that's happening here because on one hand, I see the road to Armageddon. I see it. We see it. Captain, One World in the Doom. This one shot here. Captain America, Weapons of Wolverine, Armageddon. I see that. Chip is out here saying, "Yo, we want all these books to be under one umbrella. We want everything to be in unison." Cool. Then I see what's happening here. Then I see Queen in Black, because what the fuck is Queen in Black? Then I see whatever the fuck they're doing with Venom and Spider-Man. And I'm like, oh, what are we doing? Like, on one hand, I see it, but at the other hand, I don't. That's why I always say the following, and I said it here a couple months ago. Marvel needs a new change in leadership because you can throw out as many new books as you want, throw out as many new creatives as you want, but if upstairs doesn't change, this is what you get. This is what you get. So, Quentin, you were really passionate about this one. I want to hear your thoughts. Don't take too long because we got some other stuff, and I'm getting hungry, so we're not gonna stay here too long. But I want to hear your thoughts.
No, you good. Nah, I just think this looks like New 52. You know how many books got abruptly stopped during 2011 for that launch? I think this is further evidence that whatever happens in Captain America, Armageddon, and the end of the Ultimate line stuff, or whatever they're doing in Ultimates, because it seems very confusing. It seems like they're continuing it, it's ending. It seems like it's continuing, but it's ending at the same time, like it's joining. I don't know what's going on, but I think this leads to a reorganization. You said it best. What are we doing? Everybody, basically everybody's lost the plot of their main lines. Like, I don't know, like Spider-Man's kind of disarray. X-Men has lost their identity since Krakoa, but you can't really put the Krakoa genie back in the bottle anymore because it's Krakoa, right? Like it's Krakoa's as big as the 90s X-Men team at this point, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther, the T'Challa embargo, like it's been a mess, right? So you got Chip saying the right things, as in we're gonna reel this back in, get it under one umbrella, calm everything down, and we're gonna find great starting points and jumping on points. The only way I see them really doing this effectively, especially with some of the MCU implications coming down the line with them doing a relaunch, it only makes sense that you get ahead of the ball right now. But I haven't been reading any of this. I read She-Hulk #2, and it was good. She-Hulk's good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read anything else though.
And Grayson, well, because to follow up, because Grayson has a comment. He says, "I'm gonna come clean. Planet She-Hulk, Nova, and Black Panther was I agree with the Black Panther being all right because Black Tavius. I stopped reading after that. I stopped collecting after that. They were terrible. They were terrible, but they just ain't excite me like that. I was planning on letting them go, and Marvel did it for me. Hey, I cannot be mad at that.
Hey, sidebar. I mean, a very quick sidebar. Did you see on the Black Comic Lord podcast, and they were talking about how, or no, this is Joseph Ilders talking to JP, and he was saying how like he's not buying any more Black Panther books.
Mm,
Like I don't, I'm not buying I'm not supporting Black Panther anymore because they're not giving me the Black Panther. I think it was Black. I think he was on Black Comic Lords. I think talking about it. Maybe it
must have been
was
the
JP, but
I think I was talking about. It must have been the comic pals.
yeah, but he was just kind
Yeah.
of like, I'm not supporting Black Panther anymore. Like until they start giving me the Black Panther I want to see, they don't get my benefit of the doubt anymore. And I was like,
Mm,
damn. So that means you can like I said, like he basically like, I can support a character. Like I don't mind that. But like if I'm gonna support it and you're just gonna give me shit, then I'm good. Like, I can support a character in other ways. And I was like, well, damn, there's so many characters that need that mentality, right? And it's just like, damn. But good, continue. I just
no,
thought that was interesting.
no, and it makes sense because it's like I think that's the sentiment that I'm seeing, and I'm gonna get to your comment, Vel. Says I think that's the sentiment I'm seeing across the line, especially with the Black Panther of it all. It's just like What y'all doing with him is cool. Hickman bringing him back is cool, but like, how long has it been since he's been exiled? It's been a minute. Like y'all not putting that genie back in the bottle yet? Because I
That's
don't think
60.
people,
My
huh?
bad. That 60th anniversary like issue, like little story in there with him like mounting the battle cat, the battle panther, with all the spiritual one where he went on like the
Oh, I
God of
didn't read
War
that shit.
quest.
Yeah.
You read that one. Read that. Don't read everything. Just read that story, and maybe
Mm,
the storm and the storm story from the mainline writer. But everything else was kind of whatever. But those two stories, 'cause the art on that whole was great.
yeah. So
It's
y'all check those
badass.
out. But like, yeah, like people aren't interested, and there's a good chance that like Hickman just kickstarting things and just letting it go as it's not working out anymore, right? Because and Vel said it here. Like, I've been waiting to go to space with Marvel for so long, man. Damn. I mean, let's keep it a fat stack. Maybe if Hickman didn't just jump ship like he usually does, which I'm not mad at him for doing, because he's older now and he probably doesn't want to do an ongoing. But like, I don't know,
I
maybe if he did stay, maybe this shit would continue on. But also to
think
circle
Hickman is
back to
gone.
what Quentin said, maybe once we do a restructuring or a quote unquote reboot, then we can revisit the cosmic side of things. Because I what okay, I'll take the conversation to the next level. Actually, no, time out. Steph, your thoughts, real quick. My fault.
I mean, I was gonna do a Imperial. I hardly know her, and then I remembered how to do the hardly know her joke, so it doesn't work. But I, what the fuck happened? Like in general, like what? Like okay, poor sales, right? They say poor sales. How? I don't really like understand anything that is going on, really, like from any angle, really. Like obviously, like we're sitting here talking about like the idea of like, preemptively kind of wrapping everything up and kind of, getting everybody to a point where there's like a new kind of, universal or at least like a brand wide like jumping on point for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
If not just like a straight up new 52 sort of thing. And that'd be cool or whatever, don't get me wrong. But well, okay. I mean, I don't know. I just have nothing. Like I just don't know what to think about any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like, how did any of these all have like, from what I understand, Phillips has like a lot of fans. Obviously, Jed McKay has a lot of fans,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hickman is Hickman, right? Dan Abnett is the guy who wrote kind of like the seminal Guardians run.
Mm-hmm.
It was a decade and a half ago at this point, but like, well, no, it was basically 20 years ago at this point. But like getting him back to do more Guardians, surefire bet, right? I don't know enough about Lavelle, so I'm gonna leave him out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just don't really understand how there wasn't. And they made a big stink about it too. They had like the whole like animated trailer and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did all the marketing, they did everything, and people just kind of didn't show up anyway. And I don't really understand why not. It's just.
So, all right, well,
I'll
not.
say this much, not to interrupt you, but like
Uh-huh.
once Exiles just like stopped being a thing anybody talked about, I think the writing was kind of on the wall. That's
Mm.
an X-Men book.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because like Professor X is in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Once an X-Men book started just just got quietly shelved entirely. That was when the writing should have been on the wall, I think.
Also, I don't. You bring up a good point. Look at the dates on this. Look at the timelines.
Yeah.
November
That
2025.
winter is crazy
Exactly. That's
because December and winter are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy.
December 2026 is fucking nuts.
Well, winter. Well, the thing is that like winter is It is December, but it could also just mean January and February. That's still winter.
Yeah, but that's a big
So if they
gap.
so if they're saying like, well, no, because it can only be like a month or two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it says
thinking.
winter 2026, and that probably just means like it was either February or January, and they didn't have a distinct month like the other ones. They weren't far enough along that like they could tell you definitively it was coming in January. And to be fair, it didn't. Imperial's first issue is not coming out for another like 10 days. Imperial Guardians, I should say.
Yeah,
But
well, it was supposed to come out because it's not even solicited. Like it's axed. Like it's dead.
Exiles is just gone. Like
well, Exiles is gone. Imperial Guardians hasn't even been solicited yet.
Yeah, there's like 3 issues.
Oh,
yeah.
It could be wrong. Oh, okay. All right. Well, so Exiles is the one that's gone.
Yeah, Exiles is out of here. Exiles was taken out back and shot. Like,
so yeah, okay. Then my point here is invalid, but still, I think okay, maybe the dates are fine, but I'm looking at the numbers here for Intergalactic, right? Black Panther. That one was 119 out of 200, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. Which was the other one that came out during that month? Nova. No. Let me see what the numbers are for the second issue, because 119 out of 200 for number one, it's a little concerning.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be fair, it's a little concerning. So what? The next one that would be out is in January 2026. All right, let's look that up. ICV2. All right. And let's see where Black Panther lands on that one. Okay, and I'll bring it up here for everybody to see so we do not leave you guys in the dark. All right, we're going to search and Black Panther. Okay, that is Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, help me.
Oh.
Help me.
Okay.
Help me, God.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus, help me.
Okay, all right.
Check me, yeah.
Hold up. Let me...
Boy.
Hold up. We got to... Let's check something real quick. Can you look up Nova?
Okay, let's look up Nova. Nova was
109. All right.
Okay.
I bought Nova too.
Okay. All right. This is the other. I don't know which list is this. This is the. Oh, this is the unit sales, or top comic by okay. So top comics by dollars. So, I'm not gonna look up all of them, but if I am to judge based off of these numbers, estimated numbers, maybe Marvel jumped the gun because they saw this is not a good start.
Yeah,
it's not a good start. So maybe just the interest.
I just want to go back to that whole like 10 issue thing. Is that just dead? Because like I don't. Has that happened for like anyone?
Well, here's what Marvel would typically do, though. Marvel would say this book is an ongoing, or they would be very loose about if it was an ongoing or not. And then around the 11 or 12 issue mark, we get the sudden announcement that it's over or it's being relaunched.
Yeah.
So we were told, hey, we're gonna let them continue to at least 10 before we relaunch or whatever. And these didn't even last 10 before they decided, fuck it all.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So, to pack it up, do we think Hickman staying would have changed things?
I don't know.
Because obviously, go ahead.
No, I was saying like meh. That's kind of how you feel about it.
Because it's like, I don't know. I think maybe if Hickman was writing maybe one of these books, they could have had some staying power. But we're also going to be honest here too. Outside of Jed McKay, were people really checking for these books?
Well,
Planet She-Hulk, maybe, yes, sure. But outside of those two, like, no disrespect to Lavelle, but like, does he have like an audience that will really make people jump out? You see what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to Dan Abnett, but like in 2025, 2026, is that a name and is that a title that is going to make people be like, Exiles? Is that a name or whoever was going to be on that book? Are both of those enough to make people go, I don't think so. And also, too, people have been asking for Black Panther ongoing and they want him back in Wakanda. Throw that in with the fact that Lavelle, no disrespect to him, I don't think he's a name that would make people go. So I think, yes, Marvel could be leading us towards a reboot, but I also think there wasn't enough juice here to sustain it for the long term. Because Hickman just being the guy that just spearheads it, you don't see a Hickman book there. So now you're just leaving it all on these guys who are, no disrespect, they're very low on the totem pole. I can only imagine we wouldn't be here if, I don't know, do you think we'd be here if you had a PKJ or a Williamson or, maybe another, or a Brian Hill or something on here?
That's the only reason why I think you're logically looking at a reboot because you didn't. This is your cosmic line. One thing Marvel's always been known for is their cosmic side, right? You didn't put any. I mean, outside Stephanie, I mean, there's no real big names here. I mean, Dan Abbott, of course. I mean, but like, is he that big? I mean, he had like just that. He really just has that one run, right? So I mean, like, and then Stephanie Williams is Stephanie Williams, of course. But I mean, like, that's really it.
Yeah, there's no.
That's really it.
I'm trying to make a case here, but like this
Because
really just could have.
because if you were really invested in this, you would have threw a big name on here
Yeah,
or another, like you said, name type shit, right?
exactly.
Hickman honestly should be writing the Black Panther book. Honestly, let's be real.
Yeah,
He should be writing the Nova book. If we're being real, but I mean, like I told you, I've been told y'all I think Hickman leaving Marvel. I've been said that.
and
It's,
yeah, because
it's honestly about time for him to leave Marvel.
He don't even care anymore. He's just doing shit.
yeah, that's true. He's done. Hickman's done.
Why would he care at this point?
Yeah.
Like, why would he
The
care?
check clears. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I mean, bro, Grayson said it perfectly. He said one day we're gonna have the conversation that Marvel official has a Hickman predicament. It's true.
It's time for Hickman to come on home, bro.
It's true. Because, bro, what? You couldn't even get him to commit to Ultimate
John
Spider-Man.
Hickman's Green Lantern.
Like,
It's right there. We're so close.
yeah.
Like, Hickman is here. I don't know. I'll go ahead and say it. That nigga seemed tired. He seemed tired of Marvel. He seems tired. I think his I don't know how long his contract runs for, but like when I see Hickman, I see somebody who is just uninspired. Uninspired. I think he's done everything.
Okay, but like to throw him a bone, right? This is now 3 separate occasions that he's set up something big for them, and they throw it out.
That too.
I'm just saying, like, if I were in his position and I kept setting shit up for them, and they kept either like willingly ending it, or it blows up and they just get rid of it, right? Like Krakoa, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you keep doing that shit to me, I probably wouldn't be very enthused to work with you.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
It's time for him to go to DC. It really is. Like, it might end up being another like Jack Kirby situation where, DC doesn't, they're going to be like, oh, we'll treat you better. And then they don't. And then he goes back to Marvel. But
come on home.
Yeah. I mean, it's time for him to jump ship.
Green Lantern or New
Green
Gods
Lantern
right there.
him doing a Green Lantern book would be some pretty good shit. Him
Oh
doing
man,
honestly, anybody really.
And I think and again, this is tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat. I think they're paying him buku amount of money, right? So to set things up, and maybe he'll do a book here or there, and they're trying to do their best to keep him happy, like just sustain him. Even though he doesn't seem enthusiastic because of everything that you guys said, I think they're just trying their best to just hold on to him as tightly as they could, so he doesn't jump ship. Because I'll tell you right now, the moment that Hickman jumps to DC, that is going to send waves across the comic book industry.
Yeah.
but unfortunately, with coming the new guard, Hickman's part of that though. He's part of that. Like, I mean, it's not to say that he's the reason why we need the new guard, but if we're gonna get new voices, new opportunities, the next Hickman needs his shot. The next Bendis needs his shot. Marvel
Mm.
needs complete revamping, top to bottom. That's from media to comics. It needs a realigning. That's why
I'm,
it's here. It's here. We're here in the moment, and we can either hide from the moment and continue ignoring it, and continue pushing characters like Black Panther down the Spider-Man hole. We can continue that, and you're just gonna alienate fans, and eventually Disney's not gonna see any importance in you anymore. Then Disney's gonna let you go. You're gonna be back in the woods by yourself. Like it's time to get a nip it in the bud now. But
it's like you said, we're primed for it. So if you're getting rid of an entire line, cool. And then you mentioned it perfectly while we are talking privately. It seems like everything is hitting a nexus point, to the point where, like, you have to do it. You have to hit the big red button.
yep.
Because cool, shelve this line. Awesome. This is my theory, and then we'll close here. This is my theory. Get rid of this. Let X-Men, Spider-Man, whatever, continue doing whatever they're doing. I need to see at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con some type of indication that we are hitting a big reset. And then if you need to do an event that converges everybody's single storylines together so everybody can say their final piece, do it. And then by early 2027, I'm talking maybe February the latest, everybody has to be on the same page. New number ones across the line. No legacy numbering. No keeping the same mid-tier writers on certain books every launching. No. Everybody has a new number one with a fresh new creative team. If you gotta pay top dollar to get people invested, you gotta pull some cats out of the bag, do it. Because I guarantee you, if we are still doing this in 2027, especially after the way DC done spanked Marvel at New York Comic, come on, man. 2027, Marvel has to come harder. Damn it, I'm on the come counter.
What is that, like 7 now?
No, one time, because I only said come one time. Come counter one time. Now it's 2. So the point I'm trying to make is 2027, there has to be some type of big change. Because I think the only thing that would have sustained them is if they kept the Ultimates line going. That's the only thing, because at least then you have an alternative. But you got rid of the Ultimates line. So now you have no bread and butter holding you up. Hickman coming in to set things up, it's not, and then leaving, that's not doing it. We don't give a fuck about Spider-Man, even though people are still buying. We don't give a fuck about X-Men. We don't give a fuck about the Avengers. Well, I mean, we have Chip. But other than that, what can somebody tell me right now in current Marvel, even in the chat, what is happening now that gets you excited? I hear silence.
I guess the
tells me-
cat stuff. I guess.
Okay,
Yes.
minus Chip, because that roadmap is clear. Minus
Okay.
Chip. What else besides what Chip is doing that is getting people actively hyped for Marvel?
Thor.
Okay, you
Hulk.
said Thor, Hulk.
Punisher.
Okay.
I got nothing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. In the chat,
I mean, it's exciting for me to see Spider-Man Twitter get rage baited monthly. Does that count?
yes.
Okay.
What is it? Hulk is all we got. So that's what Dame says.
Yeah.
It says
I don't
Cap.
blame him.
All right, we got one. But all right, cool. We got some. But now let's compare it to what DC got. Minus absolute. Minus.
Oh, okay.
I say Superman is a strong one.
All right.
Matt Fraction,
Batman, of course.
Batman, and I'm seeing the light. I see the light. I'm here. All right. What else do we got?
Batgirl was good till it ended.
No, it's still going.
No, the last episode. I mean,
No.
maybe it's another arc, but
yeah. We got
She was stuff.
We got Batgirl. We got what else? Oh, I mean, Titans is getting a fresh new look. Okay.
I'm interested in about Titans. The new Titans, not the Titans, the new Titans.
Oh, my fault. Flash. Because Ryan North.
Yes.
Yep. We got Zatanna that still has yet to come out. We got my fault. Barbara Gordon breakout.
Yeah.
Lobo, world's finest. Like
Deathstroke.
Oh, Deathstroke. Oh, Jesus. How can I forget about Deathstroke?
Jonah.
Jonah
Hex.
Jonah Hex.
What?
Jonah Hex.
What?
All right.
Hold up. Hold up. Somebody said in the chat, if rage baiting Spidey fans counts, can we add all new Venom to that list? Yes, we can.
Okay, we could add. Okay, fine. We could add all new Venom. Cool. All new.
Hey, that book hasn't been as bad as. I mean, it's bad, but it's not. It's Al Ewing, so it's readable.
Al Ewing was doing his fucking best, bro. He's doing his best. So okay, we got Lobo, world's finest Batwoman. See that I'm up to 2 hands now. Now I gotta start using my toes to count the fucking books that people are excited about. Compare that to Marvel. I'm talking now. Not much. Not much. So like I said, to wrap this up, because we have one more topic. If 2020, if this year I don't see nothing to get me energized for what's to come, pack it up. Because I'll tell you right now, to close, Chip Zdarsky by himself is not enough to hold Marvel. It's not. So I need Iron Man to be firing off. I need Armageddon and Avengers to be firing off. Of course, we don't gotta worry about Hulk. We don't gotta worry about what's the other one? Thor. But everybody else in 2027, I need X-Men. I need X-Men to get the streets buzzing again. I need Spider-Man to get the streets buzzing again. I need who else? Daredevil, of course, which we'll get to later.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot about Moon Knight.
Oh, Moon Knight, yeah. Jim McKay not letting go of that shit, bro. Like,
no.
Bro, this nigga could write 200 issues for all we fucking care. It's gonna sell.
Yes,
They're
sir.
keep relaunching it. Right? So the point I'm trying to make is in 2027, this shit needs to look different. This shit, it gotta look different. It gotta look different. So y'all let us know in the comments or in the chat. What do y'all think about this whole mess with Imperial? Do you think we're leading towards a reboot? I say yes, because now we're primed for it. Do you not think so? And yeah, let's have a conversation. But last topic. Let's talk about Daredevil. So it is reported that Daredevil issue 1 is the highest selling. What's the shit? It sells more than any issue of Daredevil possibly ever. And this book hasn't even come out yet. So I had this conversation with, I think it was Mark a couple weeks ago, where this is the equivalent to them boasting about the numbers for Ultimate Endgame. And it was barely about the content of the book. It was mostly about the gimmick. Because look at this True Believers blind bag shit. Of course somebody would buy multiple DWJ copies. Of course you would buy Alex Maleev. Of course you would buy a Peach Momoko. Oh, I gotta get that one.
For a chance at Alex.
A chance, yes.
That's what's insidious about all this shit. They put gotcha mechanics in my fucking comic books.
Oh, take the ball. Go. Keep
going.
Stef, go.
Listen, I already in these last few days have gotten back to playing Dokkan. All right. I don't need this shit anymore. I have a little bit of a gambling addiction. Not like a real one, but like, you know, I got this. I was at Walgreens the other day and I got this little Yu-Gi-Oh pack. I don't know what's in it, but you know what? I used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, so I just bought it. Listen, I hate this shit. I really do. One, it's kind of crazy that they did the blind bag for a blind guy, but
oh shit.
Right. Regardless, the worst thing about it is that we're YouTubers, and one of these days we're gonna have to do an unboxing video where we just get a bunch of blind bags and just see what we get.
I mean, do you want to just do it for Daredevil?
Yes.
Okay. Easy. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I'm listen. I don't want to, but we gotta. Right. Yeah. All right. Now, this doesn't fucking mean anything. That's the thing, is that, like, you know, you said it the best. This is not like a response to Daredevil 1 being hype, right? Obviously it's Daredevil and it is hype, right? But like, listen, we've all seen the DWJ cover. We've all seen the Jock cover. That fucking Jock cover is insane, right? People like the idea of, you know, this is just Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but for comic book covers, right? That's what this is. It's just, you know, random trading card packs, but for fucking comic books. And
no, keep going, because you mentioned a good point, but keep going. I feel like you're gonna hit where I'm gonna hit.
It's just the fact that, like, it's, you know, an interesting milestone on paper until you take a step back and realize that this is just, you know, like, don't get me wrong. I hope it's good, right?
I know exactly what this is. My bad. They cut you off.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
But like him. Oh, okay, go.
No, go ahead.
No, shit, my fault. It's kind of like in music where, like, the artists like sell these bundles with like merch and stuff like that, and apparently it counts towards record sales. I think it's a similar thing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it.
It is kind of like that, because it's. But that's the thing, is that, like, I wish this was about the book. I wish this whole, like, headline about, like, oh my god, it sold, you know, the most out of any Daredevil comic maybe ever. It would hit a lot harder if it was like a response to the book being really good, instead of just, like, you know, throwing fucking gambling mechanics at your reader base, right? Because then it's just like, well, what if it does? Because at this point, it's like, what if the book ends up doing well enough that it could have organically achieved that on its own? Now it means nothing. You took that away from Stephanie. Right? You know, obviously, you know, to a lot of people, I'm sure, you know, maybe she's not, you know, maybe she's not well known.
Yeah, ideal choice.
Maybe she's not known well enough that Daredevil fans would be innately, you know, excited about it. Maybe, people don't like, people in her fandom don't like Daredevil enough that they would run to that book. Maybe there's no cross pollination there. I don't know. There could be, a ton of different reasons why it doesn't end up making that kind of success organically on its own. But like the possibility is always there. And if it did happen, now it doesn't mean anything. This statement has no weight. You rip the rug from under her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's just the other, I guess that's the other part about the blind bags that kind of suck, is that like, we're achieving like record numbers, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you're making your fucking reader base gamble. And, the success of the book, more than it, I mean, like, obviously people can say it doesn't, because, like successful books, everybody's tastes are different. They can obviously look at a super popular book and call it slop and whatever. So like this notion already exists to a degree, but now like this is like objectively the merit of the book does not equate sales. Now it's like there's an objective version of this statement, and it's like, it's just kind of upsetting, I guess. Let me open this Yu-Gi-Oh pack real quick. Let me see.
Okay, while he does that, okay. So, Quentin, do you have anything to add to this as well?
Not really. Not really. I mean, it's just sales. If anything, if the book's really good, it's just gonna like pad her numbers. So it's gonna push it farther out of reach for anybody that's coming behind her. I don't. I had no intention on buying this book. I don't even care about Daredevil like that. I might get issue 1 if it happens. I hear some good things about it, but like I'm just not that big of a Daredevil guy. I mean,
Hating on
National
blind people is
Batman.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. What the
Oh
fuck?
Yeah,
man,
what the fuck, bro?
he's not even really blind.
We
He has
don't-
echolocation.
Wow, bro. Whoa. Hey.
Hey, hold up.
Hey, man. You can't
What?
say that in
What?
2026.
Listen, him like getting that many fine ass women in a row doesn't mean he's not blind. Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
cute.
it's
Listen.
2026, man. We're not even believing Stevie Wonder's blind anymore. Carmelo Anthony said one day he came up to him and said, "Hey man, I saw you in the garden the other night. You played real good." And he's like, "Stevie, what? What the fuck do you mean, Stevie? What are you talking about?" That's how I imagine everybody in Matt Murdock's life. What, bro?
Oh my god. All right. Regardless.
But
Oh
On the
no.
chair.
that's a good clip right there.
Oh,
Yo, chat,
on
let
the
us
chair.
know. Do y'all think Daredevil really blind? Y'all think Matt Murdock really blind?
no, don't do
Let
that.
us know. Let us know in the chat, man. Let us know in the
Don't
chat.
do that to him. Leave him alone.
Let us know in the chat. All right.
On-
But to piggyback off of what you said, because you mentioned a good point, right? Stephanie got the rug pulled up from under her, and what I fear is that it's gonna set an unfair precedent, because we all know this first issue is going to do well based off of these numbers alone, and based off of who these blind bag, who you can get for a blind bag. But like, that would be super fucked up if not to say this is gonna happen, but an issue 2, which we know typically there's a drop.
Yeah.
And if it follows like that natural drop, right? And then we are here almost 9 or 10 months later, and then Marvel decides, oh, this book is canceled, or we're gonna relaunch. So what the fuck is the point? And also, time out. We just spoke about how Marvel is not even letting shit go to 10 issues.
Yeah. No. You're right. Because the drastic gap, right? The gap between issue 1 and issue 2 is gonna be like way worse now because of this blind bag shit. Right? Especially if they just do this for issue 1 and nothing else. Right? We're gonna have we got astronomical numbers, right? The numbers already would have been good, and then they're gonna be worse. Now they're they're going to see the drop off for this, and they're just going to immediately cut it off. We're running that risk right now.
And
right?
now what we are going to be, this would be two. Well, actually, no, I can't even call Ahmed as like a run that was cut short because it just naturally ended, even though the fact that it objectively wasn't good. But like, if
Oh no,
that
that one got cut short.
Oh, okay.
100. I mean, like, we don't like concretely know. It's just the fact that it's 25 issues and the first arc was 19, and then you end it with a 6.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like a cutoff.
Okay. So, then if that's the case, then this would be what, 2 runs in a row?
It'd be 2 runs in a row where they get cut off.
2 runs in a row where the shit came and go past like up to 30.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I mean, like,
think,
again, assuming
Ahmed
was cut short.
Yes.
This would be 2 runs in a row where he's cut short. This might, if they learn the wrong lesson from this, that this might end up affecting his long-term like publication from now on.
Exactly.
Right. Hickman can do it.
True. But
yeah. But like, regardless.
Yeah, like I feel bad for Stef because I feel like, sure, I do believe, I'm confident based off of what I've heard that this is a good number 1. But I would have preferred it if, yes, you do a new Daredevil 1, right? But you have a healthy amount of variance. Then, if it sells out and the issue number 2 sells out or goes to second printing, then because, oh shit, you know what? This is solely off of the work of Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett, right? That's fair. That's totally fair. But when you do this is you take Stephanie out the equation. You take her out.
Yeah.
You take Lee Garbett out the equation. And now what? So I can only imagine, I hope that's not the case. Now they got to worry about, what other things do we need to do in the story to juice up numbers? Instead of just worrying about telling a good old Daredevil story. Because now you set the bar so high. What are you going to do? So, and this also circles back to the previous conversation we had, right? Daredevil is one of those books where if Marvel does do a relaunch, it has to be, this one has to go too. So this is also not the best time for Daredevil to be out in the midst of all the confusion that's happening around Marvel. So all I can say is good luck, and I hope and I pray that Stephanie and Cole can keep the momentum up to the point where we can get a long Daredevil run. Because if we see that drop off and then Marvel does their typical, 10, 12 issue fuckery, this is going to suck. The only thing that's going to save it is if you're relaunching with Stephanie again. But if that's the case, you're going to do the same thing. Oh shit, I just solved my own problem. Because what are they going to do if they relaunch for number 1? What are they going to do? 20 variants. They already see that the blind back shit is working.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's all a bunch of shit, man.
And to bring up Ultimate Endgame, right? The only reason why this works for Ultimate Endgame, because Ultimate Endgame, it's ending.
Yeah.
It's okay, because we know we have 3 issues of this and it's over. Right? Daredevil, as far as we know, is an ongoing. So it makes sense that, all right, cool, everybody gonna go crazy. This is, the culmination or botched culmination of whatever Camp and Hickman was doing, and you can send it off. Now Stephanie is just like, all right, well, shit. How am I gonna follow up this crazy number with issue 2 and issue 3 and issue 4 and issue 5? So that's the predicament that we find ourselves in. So I don't know. I'm gonna check out Daredevil number 1. I pre-ordered it. I only got 1 copy, but if I see they have multiple blind bags at Newberry Comics, I'll see what I get, and I'll gladly give some away. But yeah, man, let's hope it does well. Let's hope it does well. So, how long do we see this run going to?
I want to be nice, and I'm gonna say minimum 24.
Okay,
we're gonna get at least 2 years out of it.
Q.
I was gonna say 12, but I guess 24 makes sense. All right, I guess I would say to quantify it, how long does her runs typically last?
Oof.
When they don't get
Phoenix.
cut short, at least.
Phoenix was in the double digits.
Okay.
Well, She-Hulk, that's cut short. How long did she stay on Spider-Gwen for?
6 reboots, right?
Yes, something like that. She was on Harley Quinn for 27.
Okay.
Okay.
But Harley Quinn, I'm gonna be fair and say Harley Quinn has a bat privilege. So
fuck yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does Daredevil not have Daredevil privilege a little bit? I mean, he doesn't have like bat privilege, but like this is a pretty easily sellable character, I think.
I mean, right now, yes. I would say I would agree. As of right now, yes, considering everything with the movies, the popularity of the Netflix series. Yeah, I guess I'll give you that.
So if I'm going based off of her past works and the fact that, okay, I kind of also answered my question here too. What if this crazy number set the road for her to at least move past 12?
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, I think, okay, now this might be a good thing. Because at least then, cool, I'm guaranteed 12, if we're lucky, 24. Right? And then hopefully the remaining sales can, like, obviously they're not going to hit that same number, but like it'll be enough to that it could just pad it out. So based off of those metrics, I will say 24 to 30.
24 to 30. All right.
I think that's fair. So we will see. And I have no problem with us coming back. Like we can do a stream specifically on Daredevil issue 1. And we could do a unbox. We could do like a whatever. We can see what blind bags we got. We can make a whole thing of it. So yeah, we gotta wait and see. But yeah, chat, let us know how many issues do you see this Daredevil run going to? Based off of the crazy untold number and Stephanie's history, like in comic books, how long you see this shit going. So can we agree 24 to 30 is our sweet spot?
Yeah.
24 to 30 is our sweet spot. So y'all let us know in the comments or in the chat. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting to see. But y'all, we are going to call it a night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everybody who took the time to check us out. We peaked at like 17 people, like in this shit. We went crazy. So some motherfucker just put this in the chat. Like, yo, this is a family channel. This is a family channel.
You got a strip club background and on right now. I don't really know if we can call this a kids channel.
Okay, yeah, it's really not. But yeah, we peaked at like 17. So thank you guys. If unfortunately you weren't able to make the stream, please watch it all and comment down below. So thank you guys. We really appreciate the support.
Is that like a digital emote penis?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
My fault.
Yeah, man. Like, this is crazy. Whoever this person is crazy, man. And the crazy thing is he has the same name as Stef.
That's a little bit.
Is it Stef's burner account?
No.
So, yeah, I
You
don't
didn't
know,
sound
man.
very confident when you said that, man.
This stuff guy is crazy. It's crazy. But thank you guys for once again for checking us out. I appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the support. We will be back this weekend. Excuse me, next weekend. So I'm gonna make sure we're here because with the way that the industry is going, I wouldn't be surprised if some other shit popped off. But yeah, man. Thank you guys, much appreciated. Like, subscribe, do all that good shit, and we are out. Also, yeah, Steph, Quentin, say your piece to the people, man.
I am Q. I am back doing some TikTok stuff every now and then. I am officially back in the workshop, coming out of some of my financial woes. So big, I have some big announcements. Uh, well, I think I'm not gonna get too much into it. We got some serious announcements to make pretty soon. Working out some details, but exciting. It's an exciting challenge. Um, but I think y'all have some comic stuff for me coming pretty soon. So stay on the lookout. I know I've said that for like a year now, but like for real, like I'm gonna start getting some shit colored and stuff like that. You'll see some stuff in like give me a month. Give me like really like 3 weeks actually. 3 weeks. I think I should have something new out there. Some promo art or something.
Word, word. Steph, say your piece to the people, man.
All right. I mean, thanks everybody for showing up. I'm Steph as usual. You can find me on Instagram at Steph underscore bro out of underscore IDK. It's the same as Twitter except bro instead of man. I don't know.
Word. And yeah, y'all, Steph on Instagram, bro. The amount of shit this motherfucker sends me, dog, is crazy. It's fucking crazy, but I love it
That's
though.
nothing. Listen. You want to get annoyed at the things that I send you.
I don't get annoyed. I love it. It's chaotic.
You
Oh yeah.
sent us in the group chat at 11 at night. Yo, it's time to pack it up. And then
Oh
you
yeah.
and then we no, this is story time before we go. All right. So like Friday night or like last night, whenever it was, right? I'm up playing Dokkan because I can't sleep. This dude at 11, 12 at night says, fellas, in about a month or two, it's time to close up shop on the channel. It's time to pack it up. Complete with, of course, the classic Spike Spiegel smoking gif. Obviously, just for dramatic effect, because he loves being theatrics, I guess. He loves his theatrics. So, and naturally, we're like, what does he mean? So me and AJ text him, we're like, what do you mean? And then he likes to say, he said, this his bullshit excuse was basically, oh, I kept fucking up the voice message for all the whole time. Oh, I kept fucking it up. He left us in the dark for 20 minutes and then he comes back. And I don't know if he wants to like elaborate on what that is or he wants to save it for like a surprise announcement or whatever, but I'm just going to say it. It is the literal fucking opposite of what you think when you hear it's time to pack it up.
Yeah, we'll wait. At some point,
wait for it.
Yeah, we'll tell you guys what's going on.
When you hear it's time to pack it up, that sounds like I'm going to shut down the channel. He said the opposite of that. I'm not going to get into the specifics because we're going to save it. But he did literally the exact polar opposite thing. I can't stress that enough. Q, go ahead.
What's funny is I was kind of already privy to what he was alluding to, but then the silence kind of tricked me. I was like, well, maybe he audible. Maybe I don't know what's going on. And then when he finally said it, I was like, oh, okay. All right, I already knew. So, but no, it was funny. It was funny. You had to be there, guys. It was funny.
Listen, man.
The long story is he's dramatic as shit.
I know, and I did that on purpose. I love you guys,
They were
though.
like,
All
they
right.
were like, what? I was at work and I saw everybody messages pop in. I saw yours come first, and then I think Steph said something first. He was like, huh? And then AJ came back, and I was like, ooh. Then I waited. I went to break. I think I left my station and went to break, and you still hadn't said anything yet. So I was like, ooh, either he's playing a long game or this is something serious.
You
So
see what you fucking do, man?
All right, guys. What we're not gonna do is attack me on. Yeah, we're not gonna attack me on Black History Month. So I'm
It's
gonna
March 1st.
it's St. Patty's month.
It is January
Irish
28th
Appreciation Day.
somewhere. It's January somewhere. It's January 28th. Okay.
January.
Somewhere it's February
February?
28th. All right.
Hey, still my birthday then.
All right. So listen, y'all. I will not take this abuse. Thank you guys for everybody who showed up. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, we got some stuff cooking for y'all. All right. But much love, much peace. Shabur roll for Queen, who everybody decides, oh, now it's a great time to attack. And I'm out. Peace. Fuck y'all.